weekend and our extended weekend, of course. Reminder, markets are closed on Monday, September 1st, due to the Labor Day holiday. So we'll have a shortened trading week next week, only 4 days. We can open new weekly positions on Tuesday, get maybe a little bit more time decay, open some new, sold some calls, sold some credit spreads Thursday and Friday of this week because of the extra time value. It's always a hesitation there because you know that the news that comes out over the weekend might change things, but that's why some of those credit spreads, usually only 10 to 15% of my portfolio. But hey, markets closed on Monday. We get an extra day to relax, and then we have a shortened week after that. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's talk about stock charts and some not so subtle changes that we had on PowerOptions over the last few days. Now, as you maybe have seen on our webinars or you've seen on the site itself, during our webinars, during our presentations, you usually see me reference this view, a big chart view. And big charts you could set up and customize. What you always saw with mine is that we had the an earnings approach to, typically, is that you had the Bollinger Band set up. So we could see the upper and lower Bollinger Band, looking for essentially Bollinger Band breakouts if they happened, like they did here. And close to back there, but we had those as well. You could also see the downtrend if you saw a Bollinger Band breakout to the downward side, pointing to a downward trend in the next couple days. And of course, I always had my MACD set up as well. And on the bottom, I might have always had volume and RSI, but you could customize it, you could save it. It used a cookie to save it. This has been what you've seen in our webinars, this kind of view for the last 2 years. 3 years before that, I used sort of a shaded view and a grid outline, but it was still big charts. But big charts decided to change. MarketWatch, the owner of big charts, decided to change it to just the standard MarketWatch chart. So now there is some, not issues, but there's some changes, lack of a better term. The new default MarketWatch view can be edited, but not as well. Some of the extensive edits that you might want to do, it's going to ask you to maybe subscribe, if I'm not mistaken. Plus, I think ads come up when you're looking at the standard view. There are alternatives, and we're going to walk through them. But the new base view that we have here, if you link to MarketWatch, which is now shown on the More Info buttons, it gives you the Bollinger Bands. You can set... So we have our Bollinger Bands here, upper and lower band, and the SMA 20, as you see, I have it set here for the SMA 20 and the BB 20. I could make that change. The MACD is included, so I'm looking for those things like the breakout or the breakdown occasionally when that happens, the change in the market. And I have the RSI set here as well. And you can use the scrubber down here at the bottom on the default view to shorten the time frame or increase the time frame. I'm still using my standard of 3 months that we used on big charts all the time as well. Wow. I'm getting stuck on something on my desk here. I think it's a crumb from a Dorito, but anyway, the 3-month chart. Now, the one thing that Ernie and I didn't like about this new view compared to what we saw on the old big charts view is this, the lines, the OLC lines, OHLC lines, they're a little bit bigger, thicker, easier to read. And the chart is set a little bit more wide, meaning the prices of the underlying stock price, you can see better movements. The new one, well, it's a little bit flattened. It's only looking at about, a 10 to 15% movement, less than actually, I think a 5 to 10% movement. So it's more flattened, and as you can see, the lines that I like to use, they're harder to read. Candlesticks are just as easy to read on MarketWatch, I think, as they are on big charts. But these lines I like to use, the OHLC lines, it's just a little bit harder to see, and the chart becomes flattened. It's probably best here if it was only maybe 24, 25, 22 to maybe 32 or so. And, you think that doesn't give much difference, but it expands the chart. You see a little bit more ups and downs. I know we're looking at 2 different charts, 2 different stock movements, but that's part of the problem. But there are alternatives, and let's take a look at those right now. We're going to go ahead and navigate over to PowerOptions finally, and we're going to use these tools to illustrate some of all ideas that come in, of course, but in addition to that, just what we're on our topic with here. So when you click the Edit More Information button, whether you're in the search, I'm here in my watch list, or you're in the search by symbol tool, you're in the option chain, you can quickly link to the charts, and you can go to our basic 1-year snapshot. That's still there. Quick view. There it is. Very small. No criteria really, just some volume metric and just some stock metrics. Can't change the time frame, can't add anything into it. Okay, but it's just a quick 1-year view. What has my stock been doing? That's always been there. That's been there since 1997, I think, when Ernie created PowerOptions as well. We've got the others available, though, as you saw. So I can go to MarketWatch. That's the new link now instead of BigCharts. And, you've got all the data information here, all of the news. Let's just go ahead and dismiss that. And we come down here. And I've got my chart. Now, one thing I do like about this chart, even though it's extraordinarily busy, let's scroll down. Again, as I mentioned, I have the RSI, I have the MACD there, and I have the Bollinger Bands, but it's a squished chart. Let me take a higher price stock. This is Alamos Gold at 28. So let me take something bigger. I have Planet Fitness at 104. Does it get bigger if I use? Does it get better? Less flattened if I use a higher price stock? All right, so we've got our information. We've got our after hours information here, but no, it's still flattened. It's going from 90 to 120. Harder to see the lines. Do have the MACD. Do have the RSI. And as I mentioned, you can use the scrubber to kind of zone in, kind of fine tune the range you're looking for. Whether you want past 10 days, past 15 days. Hey, that's great. I like it. We've got that on PowerOptions on our profit and loss charts as well. I do like this feature, although it's busy for me for what I like to select with the RSI, which I might remove, but the MACD and the Bollinger Band. So when you hover over this, it shows you the open, high, low, last, Bollinger Band, lower, mid, upper, the volume, MACD signal. It's giving you all this information, but it sort of starts to cover the chart as you're going over it. A little bit hectic, but I like it. But I don't like the flatness of the chart. How it flattens it out now, it's harder to see. As I tried to change the color. I tried to find certain things, but it wasn't available. All right. Now, that's there. That's for you. It's free. You can use it. You can customize it a little bit, time frame, some of those criteria, just as you do with BigCharts. I apologize. I should have shown this when I was there. Let me go back to that. Yeah, so you can see here, you can do, 10 days, 6 months, year to date, 1 day, 5 days. Frequency, you can change it to candlesticks. And, that doesn't appear too bad if you like to use candlesticks. It's not terrible. And of course, you have your other choices there. Lower charts, you could still set the other things that you could set as well with BigCharts. And then once you've got your chart set the way you want, I just lost the link. Yeah, you just click this button to store settings. That saves the cookie, same as it did on BigCharts. Anytime I link to any chart now from PowerOptions, it keeps what I want. Alternatives, as I mentioned. Now, we still have StockCharts. That was one of the other links that we always had here in the charting view. But there's 2 different versions of StockCharts. Stock chart number 1. This comes up, and you can set it the way you want. Now, as you can see, I've got some things set here, not really. It didn't save the settings, or I think I released them. But now the ads start coming up. This is the one that has the ads, the basic stock chart view. You can set Bollinger Bands, you can set other things, but when you start to change certain ones, so I'm going to say, okay, I want this lower one here. I want to go to Keltner channels. Why not? Let's go ahead and throw that in. And now I've got to pay. I could take a trial, and I think it's $20 per month or so to do that. And so you see here, this is just all over the place and not doing what I want. I'm going to no thanks there. But we saw another link in the stock chart view. This was the standard chart, stock charts, and then there's an advanced chart. And this view, you can customize it to what you want as well. EMA 20, SMA 50, MACD, you see I've got down there as well. I believe I can set the Bollinger Bands also. In this case, if I wanted to, where are they? Yeah, the Bollinger Band, percent Bollinger Band as well. I just want to add, and so, I got to pay. All right. But this isn't a bad chart. The default itself has some of the features that I would prefer to use. What I'm already looking at here, EMA 20, SMA 50, and the MACD don't have the RSI yet. It's asking me to pay for it, but there's no ads on this view. And this view is kind of nice, and it's got the events down here, earnings, dividend, earnings and dividend. It's a nice open clear chart. I'm pretty sure I can change this if I want to just the OHLC lines that I like to use, possibly. But yeah, so those are sort of the different things. The basic one, stock chart view, kind of clean, but the ads pop up and you've got to pay for it. The MarketWatch view, not bad. As we saw, a little bit flattened. But you can customize it and you can change certain things. You see I've added the dividends and earnings. And when you hover over it, of course, you get all that information. Might be a little bit of a negative. The advanced chart, the one thing that does throw me off on this one, and I might use this one consistently more often, simply because I like the cleanliness of it, the width of it, the size of it. I haven't figured out how to size the MarketWatch charts a little bit bigger. But as you guys know me, I'm used to, hey, I'm on a chart here. We're going to scroll down and look at some other content. We're going to scroll down here and look at the indicators. If I'm accidentally on the chart and I scroll down, well, I go back in time. Hey, that's okay. If I scroll up, hey, we're shortening the time. Yeah, that's okay too. But as a presenter, that's something I've got to get used to personally, because I'm going to continue to do that and say, hey, we just want to take a look at something down here. And whoops, oh no, I just ruined what I was looking for. I was looking for the breakout down here and I just increased it. Now I've got to scroll up and scroll down again. So that being said, that's what's available now. Those are the subtle changes that we have in the charts. You can see them. You can play with them here. The MarketWatch chart, the stock charts, the ACP, which I might use as a general view, but then use the MarketWatch to use that scrubber a little bit more to fine tune during our presentations. As always, we've mentioned this before, if you have a charting system you like to use as a PowerOptions trial member, or of course as a PowerOptions subscriber, send us a link, send us an email, and we'll try to incorporate it into that chart list. We have more expansive use, more expansive versions of different charts for you to use for your investing needs. All right, I just wanted to review that real quick. Those are some of the subtle changes that we have there. And oh, okay. So let me go ahead and address these questions. Let's go back to SC. I'm on MarketWatch. My apologies, David and Kip. Let's go back to SC, and let's. I don't know if I want to go. Let's go standard charts. Okay, and that's the one that, remember, when I tried to change the view, it does look pretty clean here, but I'm scrolling down, but it's not changing the size. That's a benefit, but I'm getting these ads popping up. Now, I think it was $20 a month, if I'm not mistaken. You gentlemen correct me. Kip says, if you're already a member of StockCharts, I assume that you can just sign in. Is that correct? Absolutely. When you do the link here, you'd just be able to log in, and if I'm not mistaken, it would save that while you're on PowerOptions, Kip. If you had logged into the StockCharts, when you link to a chart from PowerOptions, it would go directly, realize that you're logged in via the cookie or some other feature, and all your settings and everything you have would be there. David adds, just an FYI, I subscribe to StockCharts, and I don't think I could trade without StockCharts. Just saying. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I see the benefit of it. I see the power of it. Ernie did subscribe, just to let you know. And I haven't yet. I'm probably going to make Ernie and Greg subscribe for me, so I don't have to pay for it, even though it's only $20 a month. We don't talk about that. But yeah, I do like the cleanliness of this view for what I like to do. I just have to get used to, as your presenter, as your options trader, not scrolling when I'm on this view. I have to come over here and scroll up and down. And once I've got it set and when I got it saved, then it'll be set. Now, David, do you use this advanced chart view, or do you use the common SC view as a subscriber? And Kip, same thing. Do you guys just use that standard view? Oh, yeah. Do you just use this standard view as a subscriber? You don't have those pop-ups, or do you use the advanced view? David uses the common now, the common view. That's great. Okay, I see it. I know how you can customize it. It's got a lot of features on it. It can be very powerful. Absolutely. You can see all the different things that are available here. But as you saw, if I select something now, even if I select just RSI, for example, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to give me that pop-up. And I've got to get rid of this Olay ad here and this ad here. Oh my goodness gracious, to say no thanks. Okay. So yeah. And Kip, you use the advanced view, and that's what Ernie's using now, if I'm not mistaken. This simple view is good, and this is what I think I'll probably use for webinars. Our webinars, not my webinars, our webinars going forward. From the crispness, the clarity of it. I like the fact that even on the lines, which we didn't see on BigCharts before, that you've got the down days and the up days. You've got the red and the black there. So you can see that with the trends, with the RSI and the MACD over, with it as well. So I think that's going to be very useful and very powerful as well. So we'll get that taken care of. MarketWatch, not bad. It's just flattened view. I don't think it illustrates, as you guys have seen before, how I like to dissect some of the charts from time to time when we discuss income methods, moving a covered call, changing a bull put credit spread, changing a bull put credit spread to a bear put debit spread with the pendulum adjustment. I just don't think this is going to illustrate as well as I like. So I think following Kip, following David, following Ernie's suggestion, I think we're going to be using, and I'm going to be using personally, that SC view, the stock charts view. But the MarketWatch isn't bad, and you can customize it and just store it, and you can have the quick view.